Hello, my beautiful friends. Can you believe it's April? When did that happen? But last I knew it was winter solstice and we were all freezing our butts off. Still freezing my butt off because, I don't know, Mother Nature, I think, went on vacation and doesn't know it's quite spring yet. So it's a little bit cold here in eastern Pennsylvania. So today I want to talk about synchronicity and timing. So we've talked about this before, and I know a lot of my friends in the spiritual community talk about this. So the idea that, like, oh, you lost your keys and so you were 5 minutes late, but being 5 minutes late meant that you avoided an accident. That sort of timing that saves you from the bad stuff. But there's also timing that gets you in the right place, right, for the right things that are coming. And so, as we look around the world and as we look around things that happen to us, and people that we meet or people that we don't meet, or things that just don't work out, but then they work out later in a better way. That really is part of Celtic spirituality, is thinking about timing and synchronicity, right? So, as I've talked about a million times, we don't really believe in duality. So, like this or that, we often think about this and that. And timing really is divine, right? It really is a spiritual thing. And so recently I was reminded of this because I had, and all the different hobbies that I have, and the fun things that I do, to entertain myself during every day. I'm in a community that's really fun. But I had kind of stepped away for a while, just because a lot of the people that I used to do this activity with no longer do it. Some people have passed away. And so, without my team, without my people, I was missing, I was missing them, and I was missing it, and there were a lot of other reasons too. So I recently kind of got back into this hobby. It's a video game that I play, and it's a multiplayer. So you know you meet new people and everything, and I met some new people, and some of the people that I'd known for years, were like, well, you're a bad friend because you've not been here. And I'm like, well, I do a million things. So it's not like I have infinite time to play this game. I come when I can. I enjoy it when I'm there. I enjoy the people that I know when I'm there. But I don't live there, right? I don't live in my video game. Um, so anyway, I met a new friend, and we were really, connected, but he's in Australia, so he's pretty far away. But I mean, like, I've been playing this game for 18 years, and there are just things I did not know about it. Things that you could do and stuff. I had no idea because I don't know, I never paid attention, I guess. I was, but anyway, he had taught me all these things, which was really, really cool. But now he's stepped away. So, but in doing so, and showing me all these different places, and that I can drive a boat, a virtual boat, it's awesome because I love boating and I love being on water in real life. If I could just float around in my kayak all day and work, that'd be delightful, in good weather, and not get sunburned. But because of that, I met this other person who is also really exciting, and probably a little bit more aligned to who I am and in real life, and stuff. So, it's like this divine, like these connections that happen, these little threads. There's like a thread that runs through things, and then you meet new people, and the spiritual community is the same way. Like, I when I first started off on YouTube, I used YouTube just for education. And then when I had fractured my heel and had to have surgery, and they wouldn't let me walk anywhere, I kind of like Scooby Dooed down into the spiritual hole, and I met all these really great. They were all women. I wasn't opposed to meeting, other guys that do it, but most of the people online that are spiritual are women. So I met the spiritual community, and then, over time, different people went different ways, and light and love to all of them. But you kind of like, you meet people, and then, it's kind of like summer camp. I worked at a Girl Scout camp for 2 summers, and each week you'd get this great group of girls, and well, they weren't all great, but most of them were great. And then the counselors that you worked with, some of them from overseas, and some of them for different states, and like you were really close for that little bit of time. And then you kind of understand at camp that it's a finite period of time that you get. And there's always hugs and promises to stay in touch on the last day, and you do for a little bit. And then I mean, thankfully Facebook came along, because that wasn't a thing when I was younger. And I reconnected to a lot of people, including my college roommate, because of Facebook. So, you can stay connected to people a little easier now than you could before, at least when I was a Girl Scout counselor. But, like really making memories and really like, at the end of my parents' lives, and I've said this before, at the end of my parents' lives, neither one of them, they were separated. My father was remarried, but neither one of them talked about the things that they had or acquired. They talked about the memories, and they wanted to call people. My mom wanted to call her cousin Jack and say goodbye, without saying goodbye. Like, she didn't want it to upset him, but she wanted to hear his voice one last time, and she wanted to relive the good memories, not the crap that happens in life. Nobody wants to remember that on their deathbed, but the good things that happen. And so, if you have the opportunity to be a memory maker, like that's the best gift you can give someone. In this game that I play, I'm very materialistic, which I am not in real life. Like, in real life, I hate shopping. I really feel like we spend way too much money on crap. I that money could be used to feed the poor and to help clothe the clothesless, and help the hungry. Like, I feel like I have my son just bought a truck, and I told him he had to pay cash for it. Like, don't pay payments. Like, all that interest that you're paying some random company, that could be going into somebody's mouth to help feed them. Like, why would you pay a payment? Get an older truck. You don't need to be fancy. But in this game that I play, I'm fancy. And I think I get my fanciness out in this game, and then I don't have to do it in real life. So that's kind of nice. But my personality is the same. My character that I play in this game is, just me in pixelated form. And just as in real life, it sits well with some people and not well with others, and that's okay. But it's timing, right? Like, I hadn't been in, I wasn't ready to, I don't know. I just really miss the people that I used to build in there with for education. And I was missing them, and it just never felt the same. And, most of the people do the same kind of activities in this game. And I didn't, I'm not into all that. Like, I like to be creating stuff and doing stuff and exploring and having fun, but timing, it just worked out that, that now is the right time, right before the spring when I started hiking. Hiking season started this weekend, and we were out on trail with some new hikers. It was really great to have new hikers out. One fella, he hasn't hiked ever, and he's a kayaker, but he's not a hiker. And but he knows that he needs to get up and get moving, and it was just super great to meet new people, and in a real space and not just in a video game. And I'm looking forward to the warmer weather so that I can get out more on trail. So I'll probably step away a little bit from this game again, because I usually do in the summer, because I'm usually out, shenanigating as the queen of shenanigators. So it made me think about timing. And as we're heading toward Easter in the Christian tradition, all of Lent is about waiting and preparing for the crucifixion and resurrection of Christ. And, and it's all about timing, right? And spirituality is often about timing, about, taking time, giving time, and really honoring time, and honoring and cherishing the memories that you make, and not going through life on a speedboat or a roller coaster, like really paying attention and valuing the things around you in the time in which they take place. So I was just thinking about that today and wanted to share it with you. I am wishing you all the very best in light and love wherever you are. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.